Everybody, let's kind of analyze the throwing techniques that Ronda Rousey used in her fight with Meisha Tate on December 28th. She used a lot of Uchi Mata Goshi, so they were done really as when the opponent shot in for a double or single leg. So we're going to kind of key in on what made that work and why these judo throws are so good for MMA, or for any sport really. So go ahead, Derrick, why don't you talk through it, and we'll talk about anything extra. We'll just pop it up as what comes to my mind.
Sure. This is classic judo. Your opponent is moving in a linear fashion. In this case, it happens to be for a takedown, whether it's a single or a double, but it's a very linear, one line going one way. He wants to run into me, take me down right behind. Okay?
And you really turn him. You let him go in that direction by turning,
exactly.
and you're round, and he's in a straight line, and it pays off better for you.
Exactly. All I need to do is turn my hips out and throw him that way, and his momentum is going to carry him through.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. By the way, we want to also add, you have done this in actual competition in judo and submission wrestling. So when people do drop and shoot, you have done this yourself. So this is we won't say a real common move in judo, but is it a very effective move that we've seen in judo? So we'll go ahead, but Ronda has it down to a fine art, by the way.
Okay, so he's going to shoot in, and as he comes in, notice that my leg is in between his. Okay?
So your right leg is in between his.
Right. Yeah. That's the leg I'm actually going to be using to lever him over with the throw. I'm going to catch double underhooks.
So left underhook, and right underhook. Right. Okay, gotcha.
Pull him up, and as I do, I turn my hips, and then I'm just going to lift that leg up and throw him over.
Now with your base leg, in fact, it'll be your left leg. Do you leave it there? Do you spin around a bit? How do you stay balanced with that as you throw?
This is what we call here at Welcome at a leg style Uchi Mata.
Yes.
I spin my hips around and put my base leg on the other side of his leg that I'm throwing.
Okay, so we'll kind of key in off this direction here.
If I didn't have this, I would spin all the way around here.
Gotcha.
My base leg's going to be right there. I'll lift that leg up and use the whizzer and just throw him that way.
Okay.
So he shoots in, I get my double overhooks, I spin around, and I throw.
Got ya. Can we see that a little more realism or whatever? Can he hit in? And see, that wasn't a perfect one, but the momentum, the kazushi as we call it in judo, was the breaking of the balance was so strong. See, in that case, you baited him with a sugar foot. You baited him, and he shot for that. He might have done a single possibly, and he still catch him with that.
And you saw Ronda do a lot more left side techniques. Whether or not that's because she originally fought as a lefty, I can't remember, but it's a left-handed boxing style, that's for sure.
Right.
So your left foot is going to be forward anyways. If he's in a wrestling stance, his right foot's going to be forward. That makes the Uchi Mata very easy to hit when he shoots in. So he shoots in, and I've got that whizzer there, and all I need to do is grab the head or the arm. Flip back, and over he goes.
Right. Show us the head hook when you took him over. That's very good too.
Right there. I'll start here, and as I lift up and turn, if I lose the arm, grab the head.
And you could overhook that head, couldn't you, when it's on the way as a trap in?
Shoots in. It's more like an arm in guillotine.
Right.
And over he goes.
And now, if Mike shot in just for a single, and try to do just a leg pickup there, that's a beautiful setup where you could just spin and go.
Yeah, very easy. So I'm going to get my whizzer on this side, collect the head, pop to the outside, and over he goes.
Right. So really, you're turning, and this is like right out of Jigoro Kano, the founder of Judo's handbook, as it were. You really turn, and his whole momentum goes forward, and he just gets slammed.
You'll notice I'm not coming in here and hitting my grips and then, moving forward. It's not offensive, it's defensive. I'm reacting to his momentum, turning it aside, and just letting it carry him through.
Yeah, right. So when he does shoot, you just turn and go. And that's it. That's a very nice one. Now, if a thought occurred to me, you don't want to, some people will say, well, I want to pull them in guard, drop. This is totally against that. Or a wrestler might sprawl out to defend. This is a turn.
This is a turn.
And the momentum throws him forward because he's going forward. You just let him do what he wants to do, only you help him over onto his back.
Think like a matador, you know, the bull's coming forward and I'm just going to turn to the side and let the bull go through.
Right.
Same basic idea. I don't want to pull guard because that's basically what the wrestler wants. The wrestler wants to be on top of me. Okay?
Right.
I'm not going to sprawl because I'm a judo guy.
Right.
You know, I'm trained
to throw.
To throw.
And we might add here that we sincerely believe a throw is a submission technique. Same as an arm lock, choke, leg lock. You throw somebody so hard, you really soften them up. They might want to quit the fight there.
Well, we all saw what effect that had.
It really worked. It worked very, very well. It did soften her up, and really that's one of the things that softened her up for the nice arm lock to finish.
Takes a lot of starch out of somebody when you throw them and then you land on them afterwards.
That's exactly right, and that was what was done. Can we see one more time, and then we'll finish up with that? And there we have it. Let's do it. Sorry, guys, one more time from a distance so the folks can get it here. And there we have it. Okay, so really it was a turn, and it's really the Uchi Mata, the inner thigh throw, that finishes off there. And there are many ways to hit this. I mean, we're just talking pretty much the basic standard way of approaching it here. And Ronda has her way. I know she's studied this for many, many years in judo as a serious technique she used in judo too. But the Uchi Mata, in this case, the inner thigh throw, has great value as we've seen in MMA as well, or even in a street fight. We know it works.
Like we say here at Welcome Mat, make your judo work for you.
Yeah.
You know, you might be an Ogoshi guy or a Hiraigoshi guy. Ronda certainly threw a variety of throws in that fight. And she's got her own technique and she's got her own way of doing it. I have my own technique, my way of doing it, but it's the same basic principle.
Right, right. So make your judo, in this case, jiu-jitsu, sambo, whatever it is, make the technique work for you, mold it to the situation. But after learning the good basics, learn the fundamentals, then turn it into things like this that really work in a fight.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's kind of a bit of an analysis on Ronda Rousey's throwing techniques she used in her fight on December 28th. Thanks a lot.